You might be a spatulaholic if, yeah. Hi guys, Dave here with you. Thanks for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Give us a like, a share, a comment. All those things really help us out. There's a lot of choices for spatulas, and they can be kind of pricey too. I went and I picked up a few that I thought we'd take a look at today. You got your Adventure Ready, you got your heavy duty 2-piece, you got your Wal Mart brand, and you got Old Faithful. What makes a good spatula versus what makes a mediocre spatula? What makes them easy to use, not so easy to use? There's a few things that I look for. One of them is blade angle. It can make a difference in how comfortable it is to use. The Blackstone has got a little bit of a steeper angle on the handle. To me it matters because when I'm working on my griddle, how much do I have to go like this, or can I just be more flat? And with this one, I'm actually a little less of an angle. So this might be more comfortable to where I'm not having to kind of go like that as much. Another thing is the blade length. Now these blade lengths is only about a ½ inch longer. So does that really make a huge difference? Probably not, but it might in some other models. The blade width, are they the same width? And these two, yeah, they're the same width. The blade shape, particularly the end shape. On the Blackstone, it's flat across the bottom, but it's rounded on the corners, which is kind of nice because it's not going to be as likely to scratch my surface or my seasoning if I'm doing anything like that, or if I get a little bit like that, I'm less likely to scratch my surface. Whereas with this commercial grade one, yeah, it's great for moving food around like that, but if I get a little off, I'm putting scratches into my surface. Another thing that I look for is the blade edge. Neither one of these has got a sharpened edge, either on the side or on the end. The other thing is the spatula material. This one is a burnished steel, and this one appears to be a stainless steel. Now it's burnished from use. Does that matter? Well, if I'm moving a lot of food with it and it's so slick that it's falling off, then I have to do more things. Like I may have to hold them together more like that to move the food or whatever, whereas it's going to actually stick to this one a little more. Now there's also the handle material. Of course, this is just plain old wood, and this is a plastic. Does it feel good in your hand as far as the texture and the smoothness or roughness compared to wood? And as this ages and gets some oils on it, is this still going to have the same texture, whereas a plastic one really is not going to change in texture at all. The handle size. Is this a big wide fat handle? Do I feel like I got a good grip on this? Can I wrap my fingers around it? You notice this one actually flares out as you go up, and this one's just straight. This one is rounded and flat on the top, and same thing here, but how does that feel in my hand when I wrap my hand? It's kind of like, you know, how does that ratchet wrench feel in your hand? Every brand's different, and some just feel better than others. Whereas the wooden one, I don't know, to me, I don't really care for the way that this wooden one feels. It just feels kind of clunky, where this one feels like I've got really good control over it. But if I had a bigger hand or a smaller hand, that might be different. With the Blackstone, I really like that it's got this curve right here. What that does is it gives me a place for my finger to go, kind of like gripping a golf club. And I like to hold it like this, just like a golf club, and put my thumb on there, and then it's got a nice flat spot to where I'm not going to slip down because of this guard right here. So I can't slip down. I've got a real good thumb and forefinger grip, and that's where most of your dexterity comes from. It's the little things that make the difference. Certainly this was about half the price of what the Blackstone was, but overall for usability, this is a good value for what I'm going to pay for it compared to this one. And then how do they balance on a flat surface? You know, if you have a shorter one, they don't rest like that or like that on the griddle. You want your spatula to just kind of sit there by itself and not be too tippy. So the balance matters. The balance matters when you're cooking as well. I like this one because it's weight forward. This one is a little more weight rear, probably because it's about a ½ inch shorter, and it's more balanced right here, whereas this one is balanced a little bit more forward. So here's those three spatulas, Adventure Ready from Blackstone, and let's compare them to Old Faithful. The width is, I don't know, maybe 3/8 of an inch, not as wide. But one thing that stands out right away is that it's got sharpened edges on it. The edges are beveled and they're slightly rounded right there, and the front is beveled where this isn't. So that could be a plus. I do like sharpened edges on my spatula. Okay, and then there's this one, and it's the same thing. It's beveled and sharpened, and it's got slightly rounded edges. It's nice that that's wider. Maybe I'm gonna get a burger with that, and I need that much width. The reason they're called Adventure Ready is that pulls apart and folds over for storage. Is that cool or what? I mean, that is pretty neat. It makes me wonder now, if we go like that and put that in there, how sturdy is it? And is it gonna come apart on me while I'm cooking? How's the weight and the balance? Not enough difference to really matter. How does it feel in my hand? It feels pretty good. Again, I'm gonna put my thumb right there. So, you know, is it gonna come out? Probably not, because I'm holding my thumb down on it while I'm cooking. And I've kind of got that thumb and forefinger grip on it. It's got a hole in the handle here to where I can hang it on a hook somewhere. Pretty cool. I mean, this is a nice little set. Folds, it stores, got good grip, good feel in your hand. So I kind of like that. Let's check it out. I'm telling you guys, this is a beast. This thing weighs at least 3 times as much as Old Faithful does here. I see the bottle opener right here, and also you can hang this on your hook. It has got the beveled edges on it all the way around, and the edges are curved. That's kind of cool. And the grip feels good. It's even got a little thumb indentation right there. And look, it's even got a little knob or nub right there for a good grip. You get that good solid forefinger thumb grip. Feels good. I could work with this, that's for sure. How does it compare to Old Faithful? I don't know. I don't think you can compare them, because it looks to me like this is really meant for a different kind of cooking. How's the length compare? Yeah, they're a little shorter, but certainly adequate. What you give up in length, you're gaining in width. A good inch wider, so that's cool. Yeah, that's a good set right there. All right. This one I haven't opened yet, so. There goes the bottle. And there we are. Now, how does this compare to Old Faithful? All right. About the same weight. They really are. The length of them is, gosh, that's a good, I don't know, 1¼ inch, 1/8 longer on Old Faithful here. The grip, you know, it's okay. It's got the logo indented here, so it kind of gives you a little rough spot to put your thumb. That's okay. It's just more like that wooden one that we were looking at a while ago. It does have beveled edges, and the edge on the corner here is rounded, so I'm not as worried about scratching up my surface. It's that brushed steel rather than stainless steel in that chromy look. But that's okay. It's also got one that's got the slots, so if you want to pick some food up and let the grease or liquid drain off of it, that's convenient. It's always good to have one of each. If you're picking up some vegetables and you want to let the liquid come off, or fish or something or whatever, and let the grease drain off, that's handy to have. How's the balance? It's weight forward, which I do like. That feels good. And it does have the hole in it so that you can hang it on a hook or wherever. It does stand up by itself. Overall, it's not bad for an inexpensive. I mean, it's probably about half the price of what a pair of these is, even with the scraper and the bottle. Let's talk about the scraper. One thing I'm seeing here that I like is that this has got a beveled edge. This is a true scraper chopper, whereas the other ones that I've got, just they're flat on the edge, and they're the same thickness. They're a scraper, all right, but really not good at chopping with stuff. This is what I use for chopping because it's nice and wide, and it does have the beveled edge. It's the commercial grade from the restaurant supply store, so the handle's not that great. When I'm chopping, I want to go like that. I wish it had the beveled edges, and it doesn't. So this might, let's see, this doesn't have the beveled edges either, well, slightly, but it's still going to scratch your surface. This is a good choice. I'm more comfortable chopping like this than I am like this. So I don't know. It's a pretty compared to the other choppers, I kind of like that. Overall, they're all good spatulas. Any one of them will fit the bill for you. Maybe you want to have all three or more, and you want to be a spatulaholic too. For my money, Old Faithful. That's the spatula I like the best. And I've also got my good old Blackstone smash burger tool that I got years ago. I did that video on it. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's kind of fun, the unboxing of the smash burger kit. So go check that out. So guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending a few minutes with me while I talk about spatulas. Until the next time, stick around. Let's just see what's next with Dave.